So I'm actually going to try something different for this video. I'm going to do ASMR. For those of you who don't know what that is, it stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response. Fancy way of saying whisper videos. But I'm not actually going to whisper. This one's going to be more soft-spoken. I came out here to record the video and saw the calm water and the sunset, and I felt like this could be really relaxing. So I hope you enjoy this video. I'm going to try this and see how it works. I love ASMR. Most nights I watch ASMR before I go to sleep, and it helps a ton. I discovered ASMR back in 2016. I was going through a stressful time and I searched whisper videos, and bam, I was asleep. So I hope you guys enjoy this. I'm going to talk about the mirror principle, which I'll be talking a lot about on this channel, and why life is a mirror, and particularly how we can't get anything in relationships that we're not willing, or already, I should say, giving ourselves. You can't get anything from a relationship that you're not already giving to yourself. So let's start with the mirror principle. The mirror principle basically says that everything that you experience in the outside, exterior world, outside of yourself, is actually a reflection of what's inside. And to make sense of the mirror principle, you have to start looking at the universe a little bit differently. You have to assume that everything is connected in some way. The more time goes on, the more even science is seeing that we all are connected. And that while on the outside it may appear that we're separate, all living things are connected in a mysterious way. In more recent years, research in quantum physics, which is just the research of the smallest building blocks of life, have revealed a lot of strange behavior. And basically, without getting into too many details, what we've seen is that if we keep zooming and zooming and zooming in to the smallest level, what we find is not material. It's not concrete, but it seems to be simply a wave of potentialities, energy waiting to be expressed. And why this is important is, if you're assuming that materialism is true, meaning all the things that we touch, taste, smell, feel, and experience, if we think those things are fundamental to reality, it's hard to make sense of the mirroring principle, because everything seems relatively disconnected. If we assume that there's a world out there that our brain has evolved to observe, the mirroring principle doesn't make as much sense. But what quantum research is starting to strongly imply is that actually the opposite is true. Meaning, it is our consciousness and experience that is actually fundamental. If this is true, then we are all connected much more deeply than you might have previously imagined. Any idea of loneliness or separation suddenly disappears, because if we are all part of one cosmic consciousness, we've never been separate from anyone or anything. And that is the framework that the mirroring principle grows out of. Basically, you manifest your inside on the outside, because there really is no inside and outside. The inside and the outside is just an illusion and a belief that you have adopted to operate in your ego separate from everyone else, in dissociated form. So with that context and that worldview, we can make sense of everything being a reflection of what's inside of us. I want to talk about this from the standpoint of pain. And I'll give you a quick example. So physical pain exists as an attention getter. In nature, pain in our nervous system alerts us to the fact that something's wrong. We feel pain if our leg snaps in half and our bones break, so that we don't continue to try and walk on them. Because if we do that, we die. So pain is nature's way of restoring balance and equilibrium. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's these kids in the business parking lot behind my house. And they go back there almost every day and they do donuts. I can hear them from my room, so I decided to drive over there last night, or a couple nights ago, and they got scared and ran away. So I'm about to go over there again and run them off so I can finish this video. Hopefully you can't hear it. So pain is an attention getter that nature uses to restore balance. And it's no different with relational and emotional pain. We experience pain in relationships as a form of kindness from the universe. It's easy to assume that it might be punishment or someone's out to get us, but emotional pain is the universe attempting to help us. It's kind. The universe is very kind. And a lot of times we continue to experience pain because we simply don't listen. We don't listen. And the universe will keep showing us pain points until we change our frequency. And it's not doing that to harm us, it's doing that to help us heal. The universe wants us to heal. It's our resistance that causes the most suffering. But a lot of times we fight that. So, where I'm going with this is in relationships, all relationships, but especially intimate ones, partnerships, you can never receive from a partner more than you're willing to give yourself, more love than you're willing to give yourself, really more anything than you're willing to give yourself. Because again, life is a mirror, and relationships just amplify whatever's inside of you. So you don't like what's inside, you're not going to like being in a relationship, because it's just simply going to be amplified. And that pain is the love of the universe trying to help us heal our insides. It's the mirroring effect, showing us love so that we can find balance, stability, and ultimately, so that we can realize we were always whole to begin with. We didn't need a relationship. We didn't need anything outside of ourselves. But we started to believe that. And the moment we believed in the need is the moment we created an imaginary void that causes us pain. And the universe will poke at those voids that we create to try and restore the balance within us. So ultimately, the universal mirror is love. And the universe wants us to find balance and peace. And it wants us to see that it's always present within us. The fundamental nature of consciousness and connectedness, universal oneness, is happiness. You are fundamentally happy at your core. So what makes us unhappy or unpeaceful? The ego and the thoughts and ideas that it manifests. So as you reflect on this, think about the ways that the universe is trying to call your attention home to yourself. Think about the ways that the universe is showing you pain in an attempt to help you heal. Make the mirror your friend, because ultimately it is your friend. You can make it whatever you want, but if you don't fight it and you look at it, just look at it, then you can really experience a lot of healing. And if you experience that internal healing, relationships become a gift because they reflect a self that you already like. And that's the whole point of the mirror, to bring us home. Home is right inside. It always has been and always will be. And the more we can find that and rest in that, the more that will reflect into external abundance, not in just relationships, but everything. It's pretty fascinating. So I hope you have a good rest of your day or a good rest of your evening, wherever you're watching this. I hope this was relaxing. And I hope you make the mirroring principle your friend, because I believe it is. Life is a mirror. Look inside to change your reality. Have a good one.